You know, some people say Mourinho ball is boring because he likes to park the bus and hit them on a counterattack. Mourinho likes to play not to lose as opposed to win, or else we wouldn't be interviewing this guy, or that guy, and there's more. Imagine the NBA without a shot clock or without a backcourt violation if you went backwards. Do you know how boring basketball would be? Watching Sir Jim Ratcliffe and David Brailsford in the stands today, I kept thinking, I really do think they're going to sack this manager. Just got done editing the video and I just happen to be in a very good mood today. I think every Manchester United fan should be in a great mood today. We talk about the FA Cup final, we talk a little bit about the tactics in the game, Pep Guardiola and Man City, and then we move on to the summer transfer window and what INEOS might be thinking. Thank you very much for clicking on the video. Hope you enjoy it, and if you do, please drop a like and consider subscribing. Thanks, see ya. What's up, everybody? Your 2024 FA Cup champions are Manchester United. We beat City. I was hoping for a 2-0 win, which is what I said in the last video, and we could have got a 2-0 win if Onana would have just been a half a second earlier on that ball, but who cares? We got Lisandro Martinez back in the starting lineup, we got Rafael Varane right next to him, and they turned out to be better than Johnny Evans and Slide Amiro. Who knew? Erik Ten Hag knew. He's been complaining about injuries and not having a full squad for a very long time. And today in the post-press conference, he said we still need to build a full squad. These players need competition in all their positions. And I agree. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But first, I want to talk about my second favorite part of today's game. The first favorite part, obviously, winning the trophy. My second favorite part, watching Pep Guardiola get frustrated. I love seeing that man mad. And as soon as the goal started going in, the man just started drinking his water like he's been in the Sahara Desert for the last month. And after that, he got up and started yelling at his team and waving his hands around. What? I love watching that man get frustrated. Fuck you, City, 115 times. I mean, what is he even talking about? What is he? Keep passing it sideways and backwards. Why are you giving them the ball? Keep passing it sideways and backwards until they make a mistake. Which actually brings me to my next point. Anybody who's not a City fan who watched the game today, this is why we call City boring. This was exactly why. Here are the stats from the game. They only created 4 chances with 70-something% possession. 4 chances to Manchester United's 5 chances with 27 or 26% possession. And when it comes to big chances, which is not on that slide, they only created 1 big chance and Manchester United created 2. This is why Pep Guardiola Bowl is boring. Imagine the NBA without a shot clock or without a backcourt violation if you went backwards. Do you know how boring basketball would be? You know, some people say Mourinho ball is boring because he likes to park the bus and hit them on a counterattack. Mourinho likes to play not to lose as opposed to win. I think Pep's doing the same thing. He just does it in a different way. Mourinho does it by parking the bus, but Pep does it by holding on to the ball, never taking risks or chances, having his team play sideways and backwards for God knows how long and only create one actual dangerous chance in the whole game. Having the possession for 75% of the time and only creating 1 big chance is embarrassing. It's wrong, but it's praised, isn't it? It's praised. People talk about how Pep is just so great. First of all, he's got a super team. And second of all they have to do is keep passing to the one open man, unless the other team is going to be willing to come out and press all the way back, which is going to leave a bunch of gaps. Ten Hag did exactly what Ten Hag should do. Ten Hag packed the middle of the field. He had Kobe Mainoo and Sofian Amrabat closely marking De Bruyne and Foden in the middle of the field. He had Bruno Fernandes and Scott McTominay closely watching Rodri. Most of the time it was McTominay. He packed that middle and he left the wings open. He said, go ahead. If you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us from the wing. They don't have that many exciting wing players, especially in the first half when they had Bernardo Silva out there and Gvardiol. It wasn't going to work. That's why in the second half when Doku came on, it got a little bit better for Man City because Doku has the ability to take people one-on-one, but that's all they had, that option, and that was it. It was give Doku the ball and let's see if he can pull something off. Doku is not Mbappe. He is not Vinicius Jr. He wasn't going to win the game by himself. Thank God. Things could have been much different if he actually pulled off the second goal. Watching Sir Jim Ratcliffe and David Brailsford in the stands today, I kept thinking, I really do think they're going to sack this manager. I don't think they're going to stick with this manager. I always like to watch people and see the body language, see the facial expressions, and see if I can read into the situations. And what I read after the game when they were shaking hands, if you watch Sir Jim Ratcliffe right here interacting with Erik Ten Hag, you can see there's not much of a smile there. They're just kind of small smiling and shaking each other's hands. And right after that, Sir Jim Ratcliffe's giving a big old smile to Rafael Varane. He even hugged Lisandro Martinez. He hugged a bunch of players after that. But he was so businesslike with Erik Ten Hag. I really think he's going to let him go, which is a damn shame because actually the manager pulled off a pretty big victory today. And maybe, just maybe, this manager does deserve a little bit more time. I'm not sure you can convince me that whoever else you bring in is guaranteed to be a lot more successful than Erik Ten Hag was with this squad with the injuries we were facing. Now, some of you are going to sit out there and go, some of the injuries are Erik Ten Hag's fault. No, the injuries are the sports science department's fault. We probably don't have good medics. We don't have good sports scientists or physios in there. And Jose Mourinho complained about that years ago. So you can't convince me that it's all Erik Ten Hag's fault and that he had the proper staff and he just didn't listen to them. As if the physios were walking up to him and going, Erik, we probably shouldn't be running that much. Let's run less tomorrow. And Erik went, go fuck yourself. I'll do what I want. Everyone's running 10 miles tomorrow. That's not what happened. He got clearances from the physio department, from the medical department, and he went with what they said. He took their word, and people kept getting injured. But anyway, that's not my reasoning to keep the manager around. I don't even know if we should keep the manager around, but I do know that we don't have a clear and obvious replacement. Or else we wouldn't be interviewing this guy, or that guy, and there's more. So if there was a clear and obvious choice, we wouldn't be sitting down with a half a dozen people or more to find out who's going to replace him. If there was a clear and obvious choice, then we would just go, we want this person because he's obviously better. But it's not that way. And what scares me is that these managers that I just popped up on the screen don't all play the same style. I thought we were going to establish a style of play and then we were going to go recruit players and managers who play that style of play. Well, this merry-go-round of managers that we've been sitting with don't all play the same style. So I don't know what it is we're doing exactly. And I'm not sure INEOS is going to make a good decision here. The exciting news is that whatever decision they make, you'll find out about it by Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday by this week. I have a feeling we're going to find out about it by Monday morning because the way things leak in this damn club, some journalists going to have the story by Monday before it's officially stated by the club. Actually, I wouldn't even be surprised if it's already hasn't leaked by the time we watch this video. Now that we're in the Europa League and we're going to be making more money next season because we have Europa League games, that gives us a little bit more playroom or budget to spend this summer. Let's talk a little bit about transfers and this new stuff that's been coming out in the news the last 2 or 3 days since my last video. In the last couple of days, more rumors have emerged about younger players that we're interested in, which makes me really excited. Problem is, though, these stories aren't coming out from the tier 1 journalists like David Ornstein or Fabrizio Romano. They're coming from a little bit like smaller sources or sources you can't really trust. But I don't doubt that we have scouts watching these players. Some of these players include Anselmino, who we've heard about before, the Boca Juniors young defender. I don't think he'd be coming in and basically starting in our team, but he's someone for the future, and you can get him right now for a cheap price. Another rumor is that we're interested in Corinthians' 19-year-old forward, Wesley Gasova. This kid seems to me like a Brazilian kid with a lot of flair. He's got all the tricks up his sleeve. I haven't gotten to watch the Brazilian League this year since 2024. The Brazilian League got taken off of the Paramount Plus app that I am a subscribed member of, but it used to be there. The Argentinian League is still there, but the Brazilian League is not there. So if anybody knows how to watch Brazilian League in the US, leave a comment down below and let me know, because I'd love to watch this kid play. I haven't seen him, but I got to watch some YouTube clips, and we all know that that means nothing. But it's interesting to see that he's got flair, he's got quick feet, he's got some moves up his sleeve, and he's only 19 years old. I would love to bring him in. I would love any time that Manchester United starts listening to their scouts in South America and start signing younger talent from South America. We've had scouts there for years and years. We just never actually made a signing there since Rafael and Fabio. Very, very long time ago. Another story that just came out yesterday or 2 days ago is that we're interested in a French wonder kid named Desiree Doué. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but this kid has all kinds of moves. This kid's actually ready to come in and play a role in the United squad. Whereas the other guys, the other young guys I talked about, maybe INEOS is signing them to loan them out to Nice for a season first. I don't know. But This kind of talk does interest me. This does make me excited because it's just a little bit better than hearing about Jared Branthwaite for 60 million pounds, who's only going to be sitting on our bench because Lisandro Martinez is clearly the favorite. What do you guys think? Who do you think we're going to sign? Who are you excited, or what rumor are you most excited about? Leave it in the comments, because I'm curious. Every time I read something, maybe it's a player I haven't scouted or watched before, I'd go and watch the game. I'd try to find a game, or if I can, and watch it. It is awesome that we won the game. I'm very excited and happy about that, but I can't wait to see what happens next week, so I will be coming back with a video shortly as soon as news starts pouring in. Thank you guys for watching. Consider dropping a like or subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you soon.